This is a help video on multiplication of fractions, particularly modeling multiplication of fractions. So if you remember from class, we modeled these using Milky Ways. Now if you can imagine, this little brown piece of paper is one Milky Way. I'll add another one here. That'll be another Milky Way. So this piece of paper represents 1, and this also represents 1. So together they are 2. Now notice all my Milky Ways here are the same length. Because it is length that shows us the number that we're going for. So if I put these end to end, now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. So let's do a simple model. Let's say I had 1 times 3. Okay, there's my 1. Multiply that by 3 and it would look like this. Very simple. If I had, I'll just change that now to 2 times 3. So I would start with 2, multiply that by 3, so I'd have 2 more, and then another 2 more. It's going to kind of go off the page here, but I think you get the idea. I'm going to have 6 Milky Ways end to end. Now we are multiplying fractions, so it gets a little bit different. Let's say I wanted 1/2 of 2. So when you see this, when you see a fraction and a multiplication sign, then another number, it's saying 1/2 of 2. So I start with my 2 Milky Ways, put them end to end, and now I want 1/2 of that. So I think about this whole length of 2 Milky Ways. I want to divide it into 2 parts and take 1. So I'll just draw a line down the middle, divide that into 2 parts, and I'm only interested in one of the parts, so there it is. Now that part is our answer. So 1/2 of 2, we can see that it is 1. 1/2 of 2 Milky Ways is 1. Do another example here. Let's say 1/4 of 3. 1/4 times 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with 3 Milky Ways end to end. Delicious chocolatey Milky Ways. I want 1/4 of that total length. What is 1/4 of that total length? 3. So what I can do is try to divide this into 4 equal parts. So what I would do is I'd first divide it in half. There's 2 equal parts. Divide those parts in half. And that'd be right about there. Okay, so I've got 4 equal parts here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm asking for 1/4, one of those 4 parts. And what is the length of that part? Well, I can see that if I'm taking one of those 4 parts that I divided my 3 into, that's it. And the length of that is my answer. The length of that is actually 3/4 of a Milky Way. 3/4. So when we model these, we're taking the fraction of the whole distance. Do another one here. Let's say I want 3/5 of 4. Okay, so I'm going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4 Milky Ways end to end. 2, 3, 4. I'll try to divide this into 5 equal parts as best I can. So it looks like probably right about there, and there, and there, and there. That looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. So I've divided this whole length of 4 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. I want 3 of those parts. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to shade it. It's going to take me a second here. I want that part, and that part. That length is 1, 2, 3 fifths of 4. So 3/5 of 4, I can look at it and say, okay, that is 1, 2, and what does that change there? I'm not sure. It's actually going to be 2 and equals 12 fifths, which equals 2 and 2 fifths, which that's pretty close. My drawing isn't that good. But the idea is that I'm looking for 3/5, the fraction of the entire distance. So my answer here would be 2 and 2 fifths. 2 Milky Ways and 2 fifths of a Milky Way. So that is how we model fractions, multiplication with fractions. And notice that my answer is always smaller if I'm taking a fraction of a distance.